Hello and welcome back. Busting out a couple videos while I'm sitting here and have everything set up because it is a bit of a hassle and I have a bit of a free night tonight. So I'm enjoying some review session. This is going to be a comparison with these two blades. Here we have the, oh, come on buddy, we have the Cold Steel Recon one, clip point. And the other one we have in the background here, which I gave a little sneak peek in a video just a minute ago. And this is the Cold Steel Voyager extra large clip point. Very nice. So these are the two blades we're going to look at, and I think there's some pretty serious comparisons between the two. And for someone who might be looking at these two blades and say, well, they're pretty comparable in price, which one should I go with, you know? And so something to think about is maybe you should look into the legalities. Maybe your state has a blade length restriction, for example, and maybe even something like this would be too large to carry in your state. So maybe you should look into that. Hint, hint. If you don't have restrictions, however, the world is your oyster, right? So the question remains, well, you know, between these two choices, which one would you go with? Oh boy, that's a good question. Well, there's a few things I'm going to point out, and then maybe I'll throw out my opinion, and then later, if you want to, you can do the same in the comments down below if you feel like it. So let's do the nitty-gritty first, and let's talk about specifications, okay? And let's start with the Recon 1 here. So this is the clip point, and I also have the Tonto, which was my first tactical blade that I ever really bought. So this one has much less wear than that than the Tonto point. Anyway, so blade length is 4 inches. Thickness is 3.5 millimeters. Overall length is 9 inches 3/8. That's not how you say that. 9 3/8 of an inch. 9 inches 3/8. Okay. I'm dumb. Anyway, so it's like, you know, almost 10 inches. And it feels nice. That really does fit the hand nicely. I have a little bit left over here, so you can jack somebody in the skull with that thing. Not that I would ever do that, but I'm just saying, you could get a good whack on somebody. The steel is the Japanese OS8A stainless with black Tuffex finish, and it is beautiful. I really love the finish on this blade. I really wish it was on this blade too, just being honest. But it is nice, it will wear, and if you watch Nothing Fancy like I do, then you know that he totally wailed on that Tonto Recon one of his, and the finish went bye-bye pretty fast. But I have not wailed on my Tonto like that. But it has been wearing because I've done some utility tasks with it. Never have I ever, isn't that a game? Never have I ever used a blade in anger. And most of the stuff I use blades for is just for funsies. So, but I do hold these to be tactical blades. Very tactical. They're basically to save your life if your gun fails. That's what I think of blades as. It's like if your gun totally craps on you and you tried your other magazine and then it craps out again, and then your backup gun craps out on you, and then your backup gun craps out on you. Well, it's blade time, my friend. It's time to whip that blade out that you have spent money on and have decided not to use it in utility tasks because you carry another blade to do that with, so that this one will always be sharp. Because you want this thing to be sharp, right? If you're going to really have to use it. So I don't use these blades. You know, I have these blades to defend myself with, and so I don't use them really. I mean, that Tonto point I've used before, but I've also sharpened that thing, but I haven't sharpened this one, and I haven't sharpened that one because I don't use them. I carry them. They are carried all the time, but I don't cut things with them. So that's the type of user I am. You know, there's a lot of different type of knife users out there, and that's the type I am with this type of blade. So, okay, I'm getting kind of off subject here. Did I finish? No, I don't think I did. The weight, and this is something that I kind of want to start pointing out on. The weight is 5.3 ounces as per the manufacturer. And I just copy pasted the information from Cold Steel's website. So if there's anything wrong, it came straight from them. Okay. And the handle is 5 3/8 inch, and that is G10. And I think pretty much everyone calls this the standard for high traction. And when I first got one of these Recons, I was really surprised at how tractionable it was. Over time, though, I have noticed it has gone down the traction a little bit, and that's actually okay with me because it was almost too much traction. And so there that is. That's the Recon 1. And then specs on the Voyager XL clip point. Blade length is 5.5 inches, and that's kind of a beast. Man, that's a beautiful beast, but it is kind of a beast. And the thickness is 4 millimeters. Overall length is 12.25 inches. So this is quite a bit longer than the Recon. And I like having all that extra handle there. I don't, when I, swing this thing around in my living room, safely, of course, I don't ever do this pistol grip thing. I'm sure someone with experience could manage that, but I just don't feel like I have that much control over the point of it, and I don't know. If I'm going to be doing what they call, draw cut, then I want to be able to put some pressure here, right? So I don't feel like I could put any pressure of magnitude or worth with my hand all the way back there. And this, I just feels more secure here. Okay, so there. And this is also the Japanese AUS 8A stainless, and this has the Stonewash Finish on it. And I'm a proponent of Stonewash Finish, and not only do I think it looks good, but it's flat to the touch, unlike that, unlike the fill in the blank in the comments, like the Spartan has. You know what I'm talking about. So I'll let 30 people fill that in. Have a good time down there. So unlike that finish, this Stonewash Finish helps reduce the rusting, and I've noticed that because this has been against my body a lot lately. So I do see some discoloration sometimes, but I just wipe it off and it goes away. So it's not like rust discoloration, it's just like blue. And so I am happy with that. I still like having the black finish more, but this is a close second for sure. It just shows fingerprints a little bit worse, that's all. And some people may not be bothered by that, but I don't like it all that much. Okay, weight. So this one weighed 5.3 ounces, right? The Recon one. And this one weighs 7.2 ounces. And I'm not joking you. In parentheses, they have approximately on the Cold Steel website, approximately 7.2 ounces. Somewhere in that neighborhood, right? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We don't have to have accurate weight measurement here. No big deal. So I don't have a scale, so you're just gonna have to go with it. Anyway, approximately 7.2 ounces. The handle length is 6 3/4 inches, and it's Grivex. And you can see, and I'm sure you've been able to see in all the other videos, if you're kind of researching this item, You know, you've probably seen this everywhere, but this offers up really good traction as well. I would well, let me just hold them hand in hand. You can hear it on this one. You hear that? This one's quieter, but that doesn't mean alright, I'm putting about equal pressure on until one of my hands starts moving, and you can see just a little bit grippier over here. But this is blockier and chunkier. It has a different type of grip to it, you know. Either one in hand feels great. So either one feels great. This one, I like the extra handle on the Voyager though. See the similarities in design though, and I think that's why I want to make this comparison, is these two are so similar that you really could do a coin toss between the two if you're in the market to pick one of these up, and you know, just whichever one the coin landed on is the one that you would pick to buy, because they cost about the same really. But here's where I'm at. Okay, so here we have the specifications. This one's a little bit heavier and it's obviously bigger. But if this will fit in your pocket, and it is kind of big, but it fits in my like just regular jeans pocket. And you'd think, you know, sitting in your pocket here, you'd have a bunch of this blade showing, but it kind of cants a little bit like this. Just naturally in my pocket it sits like that, and so you really only have that showing out of your pocket, you know, so that blade kind of gets covered up, because that's just the way it sits for me. You know, all pants are different and stuff, so try it out yourself. But and this one carries very nice too. And this one doesn't touch the bottom of my pocket. This one touches the bottom of my pocket, and that's probably why it kind of cants that way a little bit, is because it is touching the bottom of my pocket and then kind of pushing forward a little bit. This one doesn't. It just kind of sits there and then floats. And so you don't have much showing here either. Honestly, either one of these conceal, if you, want to call it concealing. They conceal equally, and so I would call that kind of a draw, a little bit of a win for the Recon 1 there. But all things considered, if you don't want to buy both of these blades, and maybe you're just starting out kind of collecting blades or whatever, then I would say go with this Recon. I would say go with this Voyager. I have been carrying this Voyager quite a bit lately, and I really like it a lot. This man, it's just a good feeling knowing that I have all of this blade and handle in my pocket. You know, it's huge. I mean, it's not the biggest blade out there, but man, it's really close. I mean, it's pretty close to one of the biggest blades out there, and I've never seen anyone walking around with a bigger blade than this. I mean, there's probably someone out there that's going to do it, but I haven't ran into them. So either one of these feels really good in hand, for sure. And honestly, like, this would probably be enough. Like, that's enough. Like, this is a good sized blade. But I would still go with this Voyager, man. This XL. Like, if you're gonna do one, then why not go big with it, right? Why not? I mean, what do you have to lose, really? So anyway, it's a personal preference thing, but I'm gonna go with the XL for sure, because I like the big blades, like them. And so anyway, that's my thoughts, man. If you feel like commenting, leave a video response, whatever you're into as far as YouTube is concerned, then go right ahead. I ain't gonna get onto you for it. So thanks again for all the video views, subscriptions, love, and hate. I appreciate it all. So leave a comment if you feel like it later, dudes. Go buy yourself a blade today if you're brave.